Okay, so here we are. We've completed our exercise workout and we're going to now go into an often neglected but very important part of our routine, which is to do a warm down. And I'm going to show you some stretching exercises which will help get you from your busy exercise working state to a more relaxed, calm state, ready to go about your daily business, all relaxed, nice and at ease and feeling good after your workout. So remember when you were at school you might have grown like a tree, or I like to think of it as a cat on a scratching post. So you're just reaching up towards the sky 2 or 3 times on each side, and you're exercising and stretching the muscles down the sides of your body for that one. Next we're going to go into a chest stretch, which also goes through into your upper arms. I call this a JC stretch, and with this, in time with your breathing, you're going to press your arms back for 1, for 2 and 3. Let me show you this from the side, the same exercise. Pressing back for 1, for 2 and 3. And you can see those final movements aren't very much, but I'm just relaxing into the stretch. And now from there I could feel my shoulder blades scrunching together, which is a clue that I need to now open my shoulder blades and stretch those shoulders. So here, bringing my elbows up to shoulder height and scrunching forward a little bit, I'm going to take a breath, pushing my hands forward to allow that opening of the back of the shoulder blades for 1, for 2, and the third one really reaching out. Again, let me show you that from the side. Scrunching forward, elbows up high, pushing your hands forward to allow that movement for 1, for 2, and 3, really reaching out and feeling those shoulder blades opening. I'm going to go straight into the chicken wing stretch next, placing your thumbs on your hips and swinging your fingers round to the back and hopefully touching your little fingers at the back behind you. We've now got the chicken wings position, and from there, in time with your breathing again, pressing back your elbows for 1, for 2 and 3. Now, unless you've got sore obliques muscles or those muscles in the sides of your lower chest here, you might not feel much of a stretch, but believe me, it's working. Next, we're going to do what I call a cross arm stretch. And for this one, you may have seen this one before. This is stretching the shoulder muscles. So I'm picking up my elbow at shoulder height, taking your hand, placing it on that elbow, and then in time with your breathing, pressing back for 1, for 2, and 3. We repeat that on the other side, and this time I'll show you from the sideways on position, placing your hand on your shoulder with your elbow high, hand on that elbow. In time with your breathing, breathing out for 1, pressing and breathing for 2 and 3. And you can see from the position of my watch over my shoulder that there's not much movement in those final presses, but you're still relaxing into that stretch. So that's all the upper body exercises done, and I hope by now you've realized that none of these exercises are done with strenuous movements. It's all about relaxing and breathing and moving. Next, we're going to do the middle part of the body, and you won't forget these ones. There are 3 exercises here. So taking the thumb, any thumb, putting it into your belly button, the other hand goes on the top, looking down at your feet so that they're nice and wide, shoulder width apart. We're going to start what I call a cheerleader movement. You could think of it like ringing a bell with your hips, 3 or 4 times on each side. I'm enjoying it so much I'm going to carry on for a little while, and the reason for this is to just release the tension in your lower spine. You've got your hands like this because everything above your thumb stays still and it covers up everything that's going on underneath. And if you think that was bad, our next one is a forward and backward motion, imagining your hips are now a bucket. You're imagining that your hips are like a bucket full of water, and we're tipping the water out at the front and the back. 3 or 4 times again of this one to release the tension in the spine. And next, what I call a Friday night special. We're going to join those all together, turning the hips, making big circles, moving your legs to allow that to happen. I always know when my back is stiff because I can't get a perfect circle here. So you're moving those knees to allow that circling motion one way and then the next. 2 or 3 times on each way, and I've got my imaginary handbag on the floor down in front of me. Okay, so that's the middle bits. Next we're going to move on to the lower body, and these are a little bit more strenuous because you've got your whole body weight in these. And you'll see some of the exercises similar to the ones we did with Anna, but this time we're going to use them as stretches rather than strengthening exercises. This time we're going to do a box squat to stretch the glutes, the backside muscles and the back of the thighs. So I'll do this from the side first, using your hands to counterbalance. Taking a breath in. As you breathe out, pushing your bum backwards for 1. Going down into the squat for 2. And a bit more for 3. Trying to keep your knees over your ankles. Let's do that again from the front. Using your hands out in front to counterbalance. Pushing back for 1. Going down into the squat for 2. And a little bit more for 3. And really feeling that stretch in your backside muscles. So that's the backs of your thighs and your backside muscles. And now we're going to do the fronts of the thighs, which is a lunge. And just like Anna did in hers, we're going to step back into this. So stepping back, but this time a little bit further than we did with Anna. Wiggling your toe till you've gone as far as you can. Hands on your hips, then going down for 1, for 2, and 3, and feel that stretch through the hip flexors all the way down the front of your body. Let's do that the same on the other side. Stepping back, using your hands to balance, wiggling that foot back so you're as wide as you can possibly be. Hands on hips and into the lunge for 1, for 2, and 3. And then standing up gently. And the last one we're going to do is as a stretch for your calves at the lower part of your leg. I call this a sumo stomp. So it's a bit like those big sumo wrestlers you see. So first of all, you're going to take a step forward, putting your hands on your thigh to the right side, pushing your bum back to go down into the squat. And your foot and your leg looks really weird stuck out in front of you. But when you're down as low as you can go into the squat, you're going to pick up that toe for 1, pulling it towards you for 2 and 3. And that's where you really feel that stretch in the calf. Doing the same for the other side. Stomp, hands on your thighs, sitting down into the squat, looking at your legs stuck out in front of you and pulling that toe towards your chin for 1, for 2 and 3. And that's all the stretches or the warm down exercises we're going to do today. Look at me, I'm nice and relaxed and nice and warm and ready to face the rest of my day. Thank you.